Hi everyone, my name is Sean V. Raj, and today I'm going to be talking about my art process, and more importantly, how sometimes you make a piece of art that you don't think is very good, but sometimes if you stick with it and you really work on it, you can find, hey, this piece can surprise me. Let's check it out. So this is the piece in question, and it turned out to be pretty good. And so I was really struggling with kind of drawing from reference, but also trying to take my own imaginative approach. And I was kind of trying to figure out, how does this character work? And when I started the piece, I really didn't like it. And even now, it was like the eyes were a little bit off and everything just didn't seem to fit right. But once I did some cool stuff with the line work and I really worked the chalky feel to it and had that line quality to it, and especially once I started adding like a few layers of shading, I saw the piece really started to pop off to me. And it just took a few tints of color in the shading that really sold the piece for me. And I finally dated it, and this is the final result, and I was really happy with it. So this is really a message to artists out there, and especially artists that are going through burnout, is burnout's really hard, and we don't really know how to deal with that type of pressure of, oh, I need to produce a perfect piece. And that's kind of a pressure I've been feeling a lot lately. And I'm almost realizing, hey, let me produce a piece. And if it turns out to be perfect in the future, that's great. I started this piece and I didn't do the shading and just did the line work. And I wasn't super happy with it. So I waited a day and I came back to it and I'm like, let me just shade it. Let me see how it goes. I don't want to completely abandon the piece. And I came back to it and I was very surprised by the results. I thought, hey, this is definitely like on a level that I really appreciate. And when you have all the shading and when you have the lighting, a piece can really be sold, even though you may not have liked it in its initial sketch phase. Going forward in the future, I'd like to make sure I get better at that initial sketch, because I think that initial sketch is so important to how the final piece turns out. But overall, a message to not just artists, but to anyone is, of course, it's always good to try to produce your best work. But sometimes it's important to take a break, and it's important to really look and say, hey, this might not be perfect, but what's the best I can do? And that's good enough. Thank you.